And what about you? 2012 Seat Exeo, I think that's how you pronounce it. And customer complaint in this, when you sit on it, it sits low on the driver's side, offside UK. So we've already has car up in the air, a few bits off her. There's a shock absorber, a wee liner, and a few other wee things there. There's a brake disc. So there's your problem, lady. Where have you heard that before? So what the heck of that? I don't think my wee spring compressor is going to take that out. So this is what I've done. I have the caliper up. I have the handbrake cable lying down there. The reason why I took a handbrake cable off is we're going to have to lower this arm as much as possible. It'll be easy enough to take out this spring, but getting the new one in. And we'll have the ABS sensor. So anything connected to this lower arm, then that's the ABS sensor wire. It's just free there. And let me see if we can get you down in there. Anti-roll bar link is off and just removed completely. Let me see, what else have we got? Off, back plate, disc clearly there, and the jack, it's not doing anything at that. It's just in position because we'll need it later on. So we're not going to disconnect any of these upper bolts here because, I'll get you into that. There's a wee eccentric cam there, and there's an eccentric cam on the bolt up in there, so we don't want to touch all that. So that's for your camber and stuff like that. So we're just going to leave that the way it is. There's no eccentric cams on these bottom ones, so we're going to buzz them off. Hopefully they'll come out for us. I've soaked a wee bit of WD on the nuts there, on the threads, and she's all clear. Nothing's connected to the arm apart from those two bolts. You take that back plate off. You may think that's a wee bit more work than required, and taking the liner off. I took the shock completely out because it's just a couple of bolts up at the top there. Once you get the liner out, it's dead easy. Like 5 minutes takes that liner out, and just took the shock completely out of the way. So it opens it all up, and that's the way I approach these sort of jobs. Anything that's pretty easy to take off, you know, you just get it all off out of the way, and it opens it all up for us there. So we'll be able to work at this pretty easy, hopefully. Easy. Okay, got the jack pushed out of the road a wee bit. And there's a reason why we have that disconnected. So, it's done for a bit of tension in that. I don't want to loosen them back bolts, as I said, because of the camber adjustment on them. So, time for a bit of ingenuity. There we go. Look, no hands. Just show you what I'm doing there. We have a bit of rope. Just put my boot on. Let's go pull that out for us. Right, give this a go here. Easy. Don't usually break in the middle like that, but yeah, shows that's why the car was laying down. So lucky enough, it didn't. That could have popped out, and his wheel could have went up into the arch. So quite lucky, I think. So that's our new one on the right there. It's a KYB. So just one wee thing to note here: there is an orientation on this particular one, and we can see that there is a taper. The taper goes down to the bottom. So I have the wee top mount there, the wee rubber mount on. It's just transferred over, and we can see clearly that these coils here are smaller diameter as the thing goes down. So that's the bottom. That's the swinging arm. That's the swinging arm here. I have my spring in position there, and I have about what's that, 4 inches maybe to go down. So I might have to shorten it a wee bit, or I could raise the car up a wee bit more. And I'm just going to give the whole top of that a bit of a squirt with the old WD-40. That's so that top mount there will slide in nice and freely. Down the bottom here, we've got it seated in position, and we took the rubber mount off the bottom and give that area in there a good clean out with a rag, so there's no stones or muck or debris. So we'll give this a go here and see what happens. Hey, here we go. Right, yeah. Right, I had to give it a bit of a squeeze to see if we can get on this last wee bit. I just couldn't get it the full way with that, so give it another go with a rope trick. Well, let's go a bit further. Right, I had to do something there that I was hoping I was going to have to avoid there. That's a subframe mount, and it's dropped about an inch. So the whole way around, on the other side, I had to drop it a bit, loosen it off a bit on the other side. I took a shock off on the other side. I took a caliper off on the other side so it wouldn't stress the brake line. So this brake line here on the other side, the caliper's hanging as well. And the shock's off on the other side, and we're back on the driver's side. So let me see if we can get in the shot here. So we still have our spring compressor. The problem, and the problems that what was that? The problems that I had there were, I don't know where I can get you in here now on this. The problems that I had is that the spring actually hits that part of the subframe when you're trying to push it in that way. The spring actually hits the subframe with the lower arm, down so much. So that's the problem. It's fouling. It's actually fouling itself. It's fouling on itself. So this mount here, you can't see it. It's behind the bodywork. That's dropped as well. So it's tight, like, but it's dropped about an inch as well. So not too much. I didn't want to run the bolts right out and the subframe to fall out basically. But yeah, so that's what we had to do. So we've got the compressor on it there just to give it a helping hand, so we didn't have to lever and pull on it too much. So at this stage here, I think I'll be able to just put a pry bar in and lower this down, push this down a bit, and that'll just push in, no problem. Okay, we'll just do that now. So we'll just use a pry bar now, because I'll be able to just do this with one hand now that everything's dropped a bit. So the wee rope thing, there we go. Easy as that, and that's because the compressor has it sort of half compressed as well. But the wee rope thing, the idea of the rope is, you still have two hands available when you press it down. So it did help a bit, that wee rope thing, but it ended up I had to drop the subframe by an inch, and with our compressor as well, give us a hand. So that's it now in. So it's clearing. You can see it there. It's clearing that bit of the subframe. So that's what you have to do. It's just not clearing it. And I actually thought that I had the wrong spring as well. The diameter was too big or something, and I give it a wee measure of the last one, and it's the same. So yeah, it's just the design of that. Now, whether this is an estate car, I forgot to mention earlier on, this is the same as an Audi A4. It's basically an Audi A4 chassis, and this is an estate car. So this arm here of the subframe is longer on the estate version than the saloon. You might actually be worse in the saloon maybe, but yeah. So we'll get that compressor off, and we'll see how we fare. Okay, so I didn't record jacking up the lower arm into position, so it just quite simply goes up like that. So the problem here was whenever we're trying to get the spring in, it's hitting the subframe, which is represented by a bit of wood. That's your lower arm. So when we lower the subframe slightly, only about an inch did it, but I still had to compress the spring. It also lowers the lower arm as well. So what we'll have then, we'll get a bit of clearance. So whenever we jack the lower arm up, it comes in like that. So the compressor slipped off nicely there, and it pushed this swinging arm away down. So this is the lower swinging arm. So you can see there's why we'll have to, that is touching that actually. So there's why we'll have to drop the subframe to get it in here, because it's just too close to the, to the body of the car. So yeah, there's it in there. So it doesn't go that last wee bit because it hits that. The spring hits there. So yeah, so a bit of a pig actually. I was hoping I wouldn't have had to do that, but there you go. You have to. There's no way out of that. So with our lower arm jacked up there to sort of near horizontal, and our bolts back in again here, tightened up, shock absorbers in again, and it's just a matter of putting the brakes on. Yeah, so I'll have to run up that subframe again. So that's still hanging down a wee bit there, you can see. So I was just going to show you, I'll bring you in on the spring. So there we go. I can put my finger in between here. So there's the clearance. The clearance does exist, but whenever that arm is down that way, the spring comes away in, and that's why you can't get it in. So there you go. Hope that helps you out. Installation is reverse of the removal, as a lot of people say. So yeah, just need to tighten those bolts up, get the brake disc on, get the shock absorber back on the other side, and run the subframe up nice and evenly. And that will be it. Get the wheels on, discs on, stuff like that. So I'm gonna hit this video on the head here for this one, and maybe get a few hints and tips. You get an Audi A4 or one of these Seat Exeos. Rear spring, wee bit more to it meets the eye. Bit of a pain, wee bit of stripping, a lot of just all nuts and bolts really. The main thing was those, the good thing was that those bottom bolts here, they all just came out dead easy. I was a bit worried they might have been seized in the bushing, but no problems with those in this car at all. So there you go. There's another video for you. Many thanks for watching as ever, and all the best, and bye bye.